Jaime Eisner here for TDN Fantasy. Happy Thanksgiving week. Let's get right into the Week 12 starts and sits, and let's start with Carolina Panthers wide receiver Curtis Samuel. He is heavily involved in that offense right now, averaging 8.2 touches per game since Carolina's bye. Maybe more importantly, he's averaging 18.2 fantasy points in his last 5 games. That ranks him as a top 10 wide receiver on a per-game basis, ahead of teammates Robbie Anderson and DJ Moore. His chemistry with PJ Walker last week was really encouraging, just in case Walker has to start for Carolina again this week. I have him ranked as a must-start wide receiver too. Another start, it's New York Giants running back Wayne Gallman in a phenomenal matchup against the 4th worst rushing defense in the NFL in Cincinnati. I do not expect the Bengals to be able to move the ball, which means Gallman should be able to salt the game away in the 4th quarter. And he gets plenty of work to do it, by the way. 15.5 touches per game he's averaging in his last 4, and nearly 16 fantasy points in that stretch. You got to get Gallman in your lineup. One player you got to get off your lineup and off of your team is Jared Cook, averaging only 2 targets per game in his last 3. Over his last 2 games, he's got 1 reception for 6 yards to account for his efforts. It's just not going to get the job done. He's droppable and unstartable, at least until Drew Brees gets back. You can find a better option at tight end. For more starts and sits, sneaky starts, fantasy rankings, and more this week, go to thedraftnetwork.com.